It is March 6th, 2018. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. So we have seen a huge backlash over the shooting at the school in Florida. We have seen gun legislation entered into Congress like no other. They actually want to ban, I think it is, any type of weapon that can fire, over 150 rounds in 7 minutes or something like that. Something crazy that would even include revolvers, okay? But there's something else that we have seen. We have seen a mobilization of our schools, okay? We have seen the students in schools walking out and speaking out. In fact, I watched a live stream one day of students in the St. Louis area that had walked out, and the young lady that was speaking was talking about the Second Amendment, and she was talking about the militia part of the Second Amendment, and it was incredible. The well-regulated part about the militia, and it was incredible what she thought that well-regulated meant. Now, anybody that's got any knowledge of history and the Second Amendment knows that well-regulated means well-trained, okay? Not well-restricted, okay? Regulated did not mean restricted at all. So I thought it was interesting, the propaganda that is being spread by students. And I think that's important because people are more likely to listen to students. That's just kind of the way, or kids, I should say. That's just kind of the way, we got to do it for the kids. We got to do it for the kids, right? So, interestingly enough, I just ran across this article in which discusses my hometown, where we live, Highland, Illinois. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into the article, and then I will put the link to this article down in the description of the video. And I'm kind of at a loss here, to be honest. I really am. This is honestly going too far. Why are we not blaming the roots of the problem? Right here in Belleville News Democrat, Highland students will walk out as part of national protest about school violence. Highland High School students will have a chance to participate in a nationwide walkout scheduled for next week to protest school violence. And I want to point something else out about all of this. It's absolutely insane that our schools are totally government controlled, okay? Totally government controlled. If the government wasn't behind pushing this narrative, they wouldn't be walking out. Plain and simple. Now, you think about that. Especially all those people that think things are different now because of who reigns over the helm, okay? It's important to give students a voice, to listen to their concerns. Highland High School Principal Dr. Karen Gowan, and I hope I said that right, wrote in a letter to parents on March 6th informing them of how the district plans to handle the event. This letter was created from the words and hearts of the HHS students. An important part of school is helping students learn to advocate for themselves, stand up for what they believe, and approach their concerns through dialogue and reason. Now that's interesting too, because how many students have gotten in trouble for praying in school? Christian students gotten in trouble for praying in school or for taking a Bible to school. How about the students that have gotten in trouble for wearing a shirt promoting the Second Amendment or even a shirt with the American flag? Really? So, wait, are we only standing behind them on things that are along with the agenda? Or do we stand behind them for all of the speech that they may have? I think CNN, well answered that question with their doctored questions for their town hall, right? The letter said that Gowan met last week with her principal's advisory committee, a group made of senior leaders who communicate the students' needs to the administration. The recent shooting in Parkland, Florida, combined with other tragic shootings from Sandy Hook to Columbine, was on their minds, Gowan said in the letter. On February 14th, a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, left 17 people dead and another 15 wounded. The tragedy spurred a national conversation on school safety, violence, and gun control. From that conversation, the National School Walkout was born. A nationwide walkout is scheduled for March 14th at 10 a.m. At that time, students will walk out of their schools for 17 minutes to represent the 17 lives taken in the Parkland shooting. During the committee meeting, Gowan said the students informed her that they planned to participate in the walkout. As the discussion continued, the district held a faculty meeting to make plans for the day. Now, they wouldn't have done all this when I was in school, right? They would have told us, okay, well, I can tell you that you, and you, if you walk out, you're going to serve a suspension. That's what they would have did to us. I guarantee it. I know it. Let's see. Let me see where I was at here. Okay. As the discussion continued, the district held a faculty meeting to make plans for the day. Superintendent Mike Sutton said it was determined that students at Highland High School will be able to participate with written permission from a parent. That's a little bit better. Now that I can respect, okay? That I can respect. Because if a parent doesn't want their child to be used as a government agenda tool, they have a say-so here. That's good. I like that. I do like that. We're trying to respect the right they have to express their opinions, Sutton said. And again, I'm going to repeat what I said about what opinions. Because they'll get in trouble if they talk about God. They'll get in trouble if they talk in support of the Second Amendment, right? You have kids that get in trouble for eating a Pop-Tart and it looking like the shape of a gun. Really? So we're worried about their opinions. Only if it fits the agenda. With permission, he said, participation in the walkout will be counted as an excused absence. A student's excused absences count toward whether or not they have to take final exams. Gowan said if a student has an A grade in both quarters of a class, the student may have up to 5 excused absences. If a student has a B, C, or D, the student may only have 3 excused absences to be exempt from taking the final. Any students who leave the building without a note will be counted as unexcused, according to Sutton. The letter is an unexcused absence could result in detentions and for upperclassmen could automatically trigger a third period final exam. About 30 minutes before the walkout, students will have a choice to go to the study hall or the commons area to participate in a dialogue about school safety with members of the Highland Police Department. Beginning at 9:55 a.m., if students have written permission, they may leave study hall or the commons area. At this time, the student will hand in their written permission slip to the office and gather in for a peaceful assembly at the school's tennis courts. District administration will be outside to supervise the students, according to Sutton. We ask that this be a quiet, reflective time out of respect for the 17 lives that were lost, Gowan's letter said. This district has asked that the walkout not be a political event with no signs or posters. And too late on that. At 10:17 a.m., students will return to the school. It is during the school day, so the normal educational day will go on, Sutton said. They will have to enter through the office door and sign in. At Highland Middle School, Sutton said students will participate in school safety conversations at 10 a.m., but if HMS students do desire to participate in the walkout, their parents will have to come to the school and sign them out. Sutton said there are no events planned for the K through 5 grade levels. So I'm just wondering, in all this dialogue and conversation that they're going to have, are they even going to discuss the only thing that could help these situations, meaning armed individuals, armed teachers, right? Because you don't want to use necessarily, for one, you don't want to use like paid armed guards or something like that. Well, look what happens with paid resource officers like in Florida, right? They stand outside shaking instead of trying to save lives, okay? So you have to seek people that are doing this not for money. You have to seek people that are doing this because they want to protect the children. That is what's important. Not a paycheck. Not a paycheck. Love. Okay? And there ain't anybody in that school that loves those kids more than the teachers. And that is a fact. That is a fact. So I wonder if that's going to be a part of the conversation. I'm willing to bet not. Thanks for watching.